Windrush Day celebrating British Caribbeans to be held annually with £500,000 grant. Following revelations the Windrush generation had been unfairly treated and denied the rights of other British citizens, the government unveiled the creation of the annual fund to be overseen by British Caribbean representatives. Communities Minister Lord Bourne said the day will ensure that the UK continues to recognise and respect the enormous contribution of those who arrived on the Empire Windrush 70 years ago. A spokesman confirmed that each year, up to £500,000 will be available to charities and communities wanting to hold commemorative and educational events. The row which ensued after the treatment of Commonwealth citizens who came to Britain legally after the Second World War was laid bare rocked the government and ultimately led to the resignation of Home Secretary Amber Rudd. The date for the new annual celebration has been set for June 22, which marks the day the generation began in the UK. On June 22, 1948, around 500 migrants from the West Indies disembarked from the Empire Windrush ship in Tilbury Docks, Essex. News of the national celebration comes ahead of Friday's 70th anniversary of the migrants leaving the ship and helping to rebuild post-war Britain. The headline event will be a national service of thanksgiving at Westminster Abbey in London. The date for the new annual celebration has been set for June 22, which marks the day the generation began in the UK. On June 22, 1948, around 500 migrants from the West Indies disembarked from the Empire Windrush ship in Tilbury Docks, Essex. News of the national celebration comes ahead of Friday's 70th anniversary of the migrants leaving the ship and helping to rebuild post-war Britain. The headline event will be a national service of thanksgiving at Westminster Abbey in London. Lord Bourne said of the new annual celebration, "It will keep their legacy alive for future generations, ensuring that we all celebrate the diversity of Britain's history." Windrush Foundation Director Arthur Torrington celebrated the announcement as a moment of great satisfaction. He said, "It will cement in the national consciousness the important contribution of those who traveled from the Caribbean to Britain 70 years ago to build a better life and participate in making Britain a stronger nation." The announcement follows a period of scrutiny for the government over the scandal, which saw Windrush citizens wrongly detained and deported. Others were denied access to healthcare, work, housing benefits and pensions. Amber Rudd resigned as Home Secretary over it and Theresa May, her predecessor at the Home Office, came under fire for her hostile environment policy towards migrants. Sajid Javid, who replaced Ms. Rudd, signaled a softening of immigration policy under his leadership and that the much-criticized policy would be reviewed. But the Home Secretary said the latest Home Office estimate of the number of people removed from the country in the Windrush scandal was 63. He said that just over half of the total were offenders who should not be allowed back into the UK. Mr. Javid added, "I'm not in touch with any of them and I'm not going to get in touch with any of them, because I don't want them back in our country. They can stay where they are." Ministers have faced criticism after some migrants were wrongly deported because they were unable to prove their right to live in the UK.